Hello Autobots and Decepticons, it's Destroyer here with Campaign 2 called The Lost Map. Whether you're an Autobot or Decepticon, you can follow this video since the only difference is the storyline and the dialogue. Once we complete this campaign, you can unlock Swindle if you're a Decepticon or Sunstreaker if you're an Autobot. I started Campaign 2 immediately after Campaign 1, so my bots are low level. I have not done any multiplayer matches as yet. The first mission in Campaign 2 is sort of a tutorial. It's demonstrating Megatron and Optimus Prime's ability, which is called Inspiring Charge. We have 8 ability points to start with, and we're instructed to drop Optimus Prime here. I am using my Autobot account. Optimus Prime has the Inspiring Charge ability, which will command all of the troops to follow him into the selected target. So we're going to use that now to rush into this mortar. It's demonstrating that the melee troops are in the blind spot of the mortar. However, the long range troops are taking damage from behind. This is a dangerous part of using melee troops to rush into the mortar. I don't recommend doing it that way. So we've lost our long range troops. The melee troops are in the blind spot, and we can go ahead and hold down the fast forward now. Have 2 troops on the headquarters. We notice that they are moving slightly as they're attacking. Optimus Prime did get within range there and got shot down, but the last troop did manage to take down the headquarters. My preferred method is to use air troops abilities in order to take down the mortar. However, we don't have that many at this stage. So that's the end of mission 1. It's pretty much just demonstrating Optimus Prime's ability, which is the same as Megatron's. It's Inspiring Charge. It was worth 1600 Energon and 2300 alloy. And as you can see, my bots are low level still. And I haven't upgraded any of their abilities yet either, so they're all level 1 abilities. I highly recommend you doing some multiplayer attacks to upgrade your bots' levels, as it really makes a big difference at the start. So moving on to the second mission now, 1500 Energon and 2500 alloy. We get to select our own troops this time. And I think I'll go ahead and use the same ones. Optimus Prime, which is level 2. Ironhide level 5, Air Raid is level 3, and Jetfire is level 5. All the abilities are level 1. This base has a headquarters at the back there. It's guarded by a mortar behind it. Very difficult to get to. If you come from the left or right, you'll still have to tackle the mortar at the back. The left side has more defenses, but there's a lot more buildings to take down, giving you more ability points. If you attack from the right, it might be a little difficult to take that mortar down because you won't have as many ability points. The right side is easier to get to the headquarters, of course, but you really have to take down that mortar. If you're using abilities, it will probably take 3 airstrikes, and you can't afford that. So attacking from the left hand side, you can split up Optimus Prime and Ironhide. They're both melee troops. They can soak up a lot of damage, and you can deploy the air troops behind them. Both of these air troops are short range, so they will take splash damage from the mortar. So if you see the mortar firing at your melee troops there, you're best to use your air abilities to get them out of harm's way. So once again, these are low level bots with level 1 abilities. 2 airstrikes was not quite enough to take that down. However, if you did have higher level and level 2 abilities, you might just be able to take that down. I did use Ironhide's rush-in ability to get right into that mortar's blind spot, and that meant the mortar was still locked onto Optimus Prime and my air troops were safe. So now I've attacked most of the defenses here. There's just that cannon at the back, so I can use Optimus Prime's Inspiring Charge to take that down very quickly, and there's nothing else left to harm me. So once all the defenses are gone, you can just hold your finger down on that fast forward button and complete the mission. I didn't lose any bots that time. Once again, I remind you to do a lot of multiplayer attacks. Try and get these bots up to level 10 as soon as possible. Doesn't take that many attacks to do that. And upgrade some of the abilities as well, since that really helps taking down the mortar. 2500 alloy, 1500 energon there. And see, you can see here my bots are very low level. Every level up will increase their damage and hit points. So it's very important to upgrade these as soon as possible. It will make your campaigns much easier to finish. The third mission is 1500 energon and 2500 alloy. I did fail this the first time because my bots were low level. I'm using the same bots. At this stage they were Optimus Prime level 2, Ironhide level 5, Air Raid level 3 and Jetfire level 5. So I did decide to upgrade their abilities after this. It was quite challenging the first time. I did make the mistake of using my troops running down the left hand side. They got shot by the turret and they stopped to attack it, so it ruined my plan. The right hand side has the cannon, a mortar and the headquarters there. It's very exposed, however it's very hard to take that down with a mortar in the way. Left hand side does have some easy ability points there, which isn't a bad way to go, but like I said, if you shoot your troops down the left hand side, you've got to be careful how you place them, because if it's within range of that turret, they will get shot and they will stop to attack. It is possible to run them down the left hand side, but I'm not able to show you. I decided to use a different method here. I split my melee troops up here, Optimus on the left, on the right, and Ironhide on the left. And I follow them with some air troops. And like I mentioned before, it's a short range troop and it gets within the range of the mortar when it hits the melee troop. It does splash damage and damages your air troop. Air troops are very fragile but do good damage. So I did take significant damage here. I only had that cannon left behind the headquarters, and luckily my air troops were just out of range of that. Optimus Prime is within range and he gets taken down. My last remaining troop, short range troop, is just outside of that cannon's range. I have good damage and low health. So I got lucky with that one. It wasn't the best strategy. However, if I did have higher level bots and upgraded their abilities, it would have made it much easier. So I only just scraped by on that one. So in the next mission I did upgrade Optimus Prime to level 6, Ironhide to level 8, Air Raid to level 7 and Jetfire to level 8. I upgraded the ability on Air Raid and Jetfire to level 2 Airstrike. It is fairly quick to get these bots to level 10, so I do recommend getting them to that level and then researching them to level 11. The increase in stats is quite significant. So if you can do that first, these campaign missions will be very easy. So now on the fourth mission, it's worth 1800 energon and 2800 alloy. Once again I got Optimus Prime to level 6, Ironhide to level 8, Air Raid to 7, Jetfire to 8, and Air Raid and Jetfire's ability is level 2. Both of those have the Airstrike. This base has the headquarters in the far east. There's a couple of defences there, the cannons and the outpost. You don't really know what's in that outpost until you trigger it. Now if we scan further left, we have the mortar right there, which is also a threat. So you do need to take care of that first. There is a turret in the west there. You could come from that side and take it down for some extra points. Those ability points definitely come in handy. So what I'm going to do here is drop Optimus Prime right up close and get into that blind spot.
Optimus Prime.
He does have low damage and high health, so he's going to take a while to take that down. In the meantime, I can deploy Ironhide in the far west there to take down some extra buildings for some more ability points. I did drop it just in range there. They're out of range now and can safely take down that turret. Ironhide's taking the damage there. So they should come together in the middle after these remaining 4 buildings are taken down. then they can progress towards the headquarters. So I do have the melee troops up front there taking the damage. They've triggered the outpost, which I think is a long range troop, so he is difficult to get to. So you do have to get through those storage which have high hit points, so your troops are taking a lot of damage. You can use the inspiring charge to rush in and take that down quickly, and once again you can use it to take down that cannon. So we did build up a lot of ability points there, so we can use the inspiring charge several times. Now that's all of the defenses taken down. You can just hold down the fast forward and finish this mission. Do note that the ability points do increase each time you use it. There's some storyline here between Grimlock and Optimus Prime. The storyline will be different if you're playing the Decepticons, but all of the maps are the same. So 1800 Energon and 2800 Alloy. One step closer to unlocking either Sunstreaker or Swindle. Both of those are gunners. Gunners have a long range. They're a very handy troop. If you're using a gunner behind a melee troop, they won't take the splash damage from the mortar. So at the last mission now, which will unlock Sunstreaker in my case, 2000 Energon and 3000 Alloy. I did have level 6 Optimus Prime, level 8 Ironhide, level 7 Air Raid and level 8 Jetfire. Optimus and Ironhide's ability still level 1, but Air Raid and Jetfire is level 2. So we need to complete this mission and we will receive a Gunner Crystal. I highly recommend you mixing up your classes in your troop composition. The Gunner is a very handy troop. Once again, it's long range and high damage, but it has low health. So this base has a couple of space bridges there, turret in the middle. There's the headquarters on the left, but there's the mortar behind that. A couple of turrets in front of the headquarters, and another auto cannon further down. Far right has an outpost, another turret, a couple of research buildings. A lot of places you can attack from here. I do highly recommend attacking from the east, since you can gain more ability points to take down that mortar. You do have to deal with this outpost first. We've triggered it off, and there seems to be a flying troop. It's an air troop. So while that's flying and hitting us, we're attacking the turret. And most of those troops were busy on the turret, but some of them were targeting the outpost troop. So we have 17 ability points already. I highly recommend using the airstrike on the air troops to take down that mortar now. However, I used inspiring charge to take down the turret. This was a bad idea since it put my Optimus Prime within range of the mortar, and the other troops were taking splash damage from that. So I used inspiring charge on the mortar. It doesn't really leave me many other defenses within range. I have quite a lot of ability points there. The turrets below the headquarters are very short range, so it's quite safe at this stage. You can pretty much just hold down the fast forward here and finish it off. So I did avoid 3 of the defenses. If you're running short of time, you can use the flying abilities to help take that down. But do note that they will be within range of those turrets and may get shot down, so it's quite risky to do that. So that is the final mission in this campaign. We will soon receive a Gunner Crystal, and we can bring in Sunstreaker for Autobots or Swindle for Decepticons at the space bridge. Just a bit more dialogue to go here. 2000 Energon and 3000 Alloy there.
Well done.
So once we click continue here, you can see the level of my bots. Not that high, however it's quite easy to get them to 10. You will need to research them to get them to level 11. A 1-star bot can go to level 20. And Optimus Prime is 2-star here, he can go to level 40. So back at our base now, it's time to receive our Gunner Crystal. bit more dialogue with Blaster. So there's still 2 more campaigns after this at present. There will be more in the future. Got to get that Grimlock. So here's our Gunner Crystal. Whether we continue or use Crystal now, it will take you to the Space Bridge. It's the orange one there. It will specifically unlock Sunstreaker in my case, since I'm an Autobot, and that's a 1-star Gunner. So let's bring him through the Space Bridge now, and here he is. 1-star Sunstreaker, 51 power. I can show you his stats. He has long range, the speed is average, it has low hit points, very high damage there. They are quite fragile, and he has the Incendiary Barrage ability, which shoots out 6 rockets that engulf a large area in flames, dealing damage over time. Now, as you increase this level, it will increase the time. So as you can see here, the level 1 is 6 seconds, and upgrading that will increase it to 6.6. So that concludes this campaign. Stay tuned for my next video shortly, which will be campaign 3 called Power Play, where you can unlock Ratchet or Hook, which are both medic class. A medic is very handy to have on your squad, so make sure you do this campaign soon. That's all for now, guys. Bye.